Today's recipe here in the CI Kitchen can be described as refreshing and a great light dessert to enjoy during the holidays or even on a summer day. And here to share from the Family to Table blog is Natalie Kenny Marquez. Welcome.
Hello.
I'm going to be honest, a little surprised we're doing something ice creamy in winter.
Well, didn't he say it was going to be 60 this weekend?
It would be perfect for this weekend, yes. We're going to prepare now.
But really, it's a recipe that I read about from my great-great-grandma's recipe cards. As I was going through there, she referenced orange sherbet as being something for special suppers or holiday dinners. And, you know, you think of the flavor orange and it being kind of like a cold summer treat,
yeah, right.
But really it's a great way to end a very flavorful, heavy meal. It kind of cleanses the palate a little bit.
I've heard they do that sometimes, give you a little bit of sherbet
like
to...
lemon or lime or something like that. And this kind of does that too, but it's got heavy whipping cream in it. It's got a juice of, I can't even tell you how many oranges. I think like 8 oranges
wow,
is how much. 2 cups of orange juice, basically. It's got to be fresh orange juice, but it's really light and crisp and delicious.
And let's get to the bottom of this. Is it sherbet or sherbet?
Well, she wrote sherbet, so I'm going to go with that.
Sherbet, all right. But sherbet, I think it's something Ernie says to his friend on Sesame Street, so we'll go with sherbet for now.
I think I've been saying it wrong my whole life.
I may have been too. All right, so this appears to be the sherbet we are referencing, and what do we do?
Sure. So I made the sherbet in advance, and I put it into the ice cream machine. And then the next step is to plate it. Well, we're going to serve it.
Or orange it in this case.
Orange it, yes. Yeah. So I'm going to show you how to do this. This
doesn't look like an easy process.
It's really not that bad. And actually, I would do this first before you make it so that you don't waste all of the orange juice.
Oh, so you can use that
for this.
This makes lots of sense.
It does. And so it's actually not as hard as you think it is, especially if you're going to have to juice all these oranges anyway.
Right.
But you take a spoon and kind of loosen up the edges just a little bit inside. And then the next step is to take the beater from your...
oh, look at that.
And then you kind of just juice it out like that.
Now, while you're doing that...
Cleans it all out.
Is this just sort of your stereotypical ice cream maker?
Yep.
And what makes it a sherbet as opposed to an ice cream when you're adding ingredients?
That I'll have to Google that one for you.
Well, let me ask this. What did you put in here to make the sherbet? That may be a better question.
So I used a cup of heavy whipping cream, whipped it until it became whipped cream. Okay. 2 cups of orange juice, a splash of lemon juice, and then 2 egg whites stiffly beaten. And then mixed it all together and put it in.
And then you make them all really cold.
Make it all really cold. And it's just a normal ice cream maker. I mean, I think that was from our wedding registry like 11 years ago. So,
nice.
Yes. So this is how you hollow out the orange. And actually, this trick of using the beater from your mixer is a great way to get your kiwis out of the skin as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So... And that's really how you clear out your orange, and then it's all set and ready to go. And if you want to put some in there...
Sure. And how am I filling it all the way?
Yep. It's not going to get any bigger. Really fill it up, and then I'm going to stick it in the freezer and let it kind of...
It's going to be super pretty.
It's going to taste great, though.
That's all that matters.
And then we'll put it in the freezer for it to harden up just a little bit. But really, you could eat it right now just like that, too.
I'm tempted to, but I will wait.
That looks great.
Does that work?
Yep. And I put these in a muffin tin so they don't tip over in the freezer.
Oh, that makes lots of sense. Look at you.
Should
I keep going?
Oh, you got to put a cherry on top. That's the best part. Boop.
Nice. All right. I like that. Okay. So you are seeing this as a dessert, not as a transition from one course of a meal to another, or does it really matter?
It's a pretty large serving, so I'd consider this to be a dessert. But I was thinking about just that, like, could you do this to a mandarin orange and make it a really tiny little one? But
or like a grapefruit and just make it a giant serving.
Or you could go that way too, yes.
I'm rarely into trying to get lesser amounts of food and more into getting as much as we can.
A giant grapefruit. Oh, we'll try that.
For those who aren't familiar with your blog, tell us again in a nutshell. This is going way back to your great-great-grandmother's recipes and just... What have you been doing, the process over the last number of years here?
So researching my family's history, 8 generations here in Champaign County, and sharing their stories from the farm to the family to the dinner table. And it's been great to share that and have others, you know, look into their history and dig up some old recipes and cook along with me.
Well, I look forward to tasting this one here in just a few minutes.
Yeah.
And if you want more details on this recipe, you can check out Natalie's blog and Facebook page when you go to CILiving.tv.